But what do you think has been the biggest challenge to opening the public and potential students to Soul Food Web principles?
It's that there's so many things that the biology affects, and to understand all of those different um, benefits that you get from getting this biology back into the system, and making certain that you've got maximum diversity of everybody functioning the way they should.
Is there a challenge that you face from maybe previous education or generations of people doing conventional things of agriculture that has kind of been tough for them to grasp just to fully rely on biology?
Yeah, we have that problem with compost. Um, because we're not leaving it to just, well, we'll throw stuff over there in the corner and it will just disintegrate and decompose and we'll be able to come along. No, you can't, because it's probably horribly anaerobic. You've got all kinds of disease causing organisms for both human beings and for the plants. It's not good stuff, and until you know it's good stuff, and that's what the microscope is for.
Right.
And we've really come to terms with the fact in the school that you can't rely on people who come to a single talk, hear, oh, okay, 10%, 30%, 60%, um, to make a good compost pile. They have to turn it. They must measure temperature. They don't want to turn it until it's been above 131 degrees Fahrenheit for a full 3 days. You can't really touch it before that. Now you can turn it, you can get the outside to the inside and what was inside to the outside, because everything's got to be in that hot middle. Well, so a lot of people say, well, then I'm going to use earthworms and that should work. Well, yeah, but there's a certain turning schedule that you need to have with a worm bin. So they've got to, and it's too much detail for them. They
Mm.
don't like being tied down. They can't go on vacation because they've got to be testing the temperature in their thermal pile, or they've got to make certain to put on more food for their earthworms. And so we're really kind of looking at having hubs around the world where the people will make the really good compost for their biome, the
Right.
one that they live in. And so getting people who will turn that into a business. And
Right.
since I am not a business person and learned that fact, I'm way more interested in the biology and the organisms. So we're trying to put together the business information for people to get the hubs up and going.
Right.
Um, it's a huge difference when you're dealing with people that are just doing kind of backyard, small scale gardens, maybe 1 acre, 2 acre, maybe even up to 30 acre farms, as compared to when we're dealing with people that have 1,000 hectares
Right.
or 50,000 hectares. We're
Right.
working with some groups in Southeast Asia where it's 150,000 hectares that
Wow.
we're going to be replenishing the proper biology back into that system. And then we'll be able to show how rapidly that can happen. What are the changes? Exactly what do you have to keep track of? But I can see where in those conditions, the growers aren't capable of producing a really good compost
Mhm.
in the first year. So we need to do that for them.